my creatives, and welcome to another video. Today I want to share a flip through of my Messy May journal from 2022. So this is not the 2023 challenge. I didn't participate this time in Messy May because I really wasn't feeling it. But last year I participated in Messy May and I had a lot of fun. But I never shared this journal or anything of this journal online because it was in the period that I was completely burned out and I just did this for myself. So I thought it would be cool to share with you today what I did, because I'm currently not doing any art journaling, and this is art journaling. So it looks very vintage on the outside, but you are actually going to see a lot of art. So this is the journal that I made for it. It is made from an envelope and some fabric that I have thrifted. This is a doily I got from my foster mother. I sewn around it, put some gesso on and some coffee staining. It's just a single signature, and I added my title, Messy May. So it turned out pretty chunky. It was really slim when I started with this journal. So let's open her up. I also added these on the binding, a charm. This is a key charm and a button. This is the first time I did this. I have never done this before. So I was curious to see if I would like it, and I actually enjoyed it for this journal. So let's go. This is the first page in this journal. So here I made a pocket with the prompt list. I put some lace on there. I just printed this with my Canon selfie, so we'll keep the prompts here so I can tell you. The first prompt was starting, and that was that I made this journal. This journal is made with all kinds of paper from books and thrifted books and everything. So it's a junk journal, but I turned it into an art journal. So that is the first page. I did some journaling here, that I made this journal especially for this challenge. No stress, just fun, being my messy and imperfect self. Then the second prompt was showing up, and with Messy May, if you subscribe to their challenge, you get free classes every day sent to you, and you can follow up with the classes. So I followed what the teachers of the classes said you should do. So this first prompt I remember was to introduce yourself. So I did introduce myself and put a photo of myself on here. Then the next prompt, number 3, I also added numbers on the pages so I would know when. I did do everything chronologically. This was happy. I don't remember what the challenge was, but this was happy. Then number 4 was adventure, and that you can see here. I think this was something with texture. So this is a doily, and this is some fabric that I dyed with distress oxides. So this was the first really chunky thing. Then next is courage, and I had this heart a long time in my stash already from another art journal page, a Take 5 challenge I did years ago. And I thought, because I think there was embroidery, I thought it would be cool to embroider a text. So I said, loving yourself takes courage. So this is my page. Also, I didn't do it daily. I just did it whenever I wanted and then did some more pages. So this is the 10th of May and this is also the 10th of May. Then we had freedom, and I remember this because we had to cut this word, but I can't write mirrored. I just couldn't. So I figured out something else to do this. But it was fun to try a new technique. This is not for me, but I love that it is in here. And I think that's the beauty of Messy May. You can, try things out and see if you like them. Then we had cultivate, and I really like this because we were supposed to make squares and then tiny collages. I really like this. In this time period, I also started to create collage folder. So I have a whole box now with all mixed media types of papers that I'm hoarding because I don't know. I feel like, yeah, but when is the perfect project? I have this with my handmade papers, but I really like this color combination, and I chose some words that say something to me. Then we had, this is number 8, mess. I can't remember. I think it was something with book text to make a poem. This is in Dutch. So yeah, I don't know. I can read it, but it is in Dutch. It's very poetic in Dutch. I can't properly translate. So this is a magazine image from Flow, some washi tape, and I did a swirly drawing thing with a Stabilo pencil. Then this is number 9, and that was Spark, and I believe we had to make our own paper dolls. So I used my own made collage photo for this and gave her some wings and some Dina Wakley stamps. So very collagey. Then number 10 was Connection, and I documented that we had some renovations at our house, and I really liked it because I journaled on here. And then I also, I will move it a little bit. So there's also a photograph here. It's a Project Life card. And then I also created this collage on the background. I believe this was Johanna who did this prompt, but I'm not sure. So I love this. Then we had Imperfection, and I really struggled with this prompt because you were supposed to draw a face that was not perfect. Really struggled with it. When I first made this, I really hated it, but now looking back at it, I actually really like it. It's super cool. Then we went into number 12, which was Habit. I believe we had to use something recycled, so I just took pages from thrifted books and created this with this beautiful bird from a book. Then we had Home, and the course was to create a home and what that meant to you. So I put down the words loved, safe, and you. And this is my home, so we made a collage, and then you could open it up, and then inside are all things that a collage that has to do with my home. So yeah, you can see here my cat, of course, peace, serenity, me having fun, you know, loving my house. So that is my home. Then we had number 14, which is Kindness. I can't really remember what it was meant to do, but I really love this page. I mean, I love this vibe. This is this is amazing. Very much enjoy this page. Then we had number 15, which was Flow, and I just channeled my own mental health. You know, go with the flow. Sometimes you just have to go with the flow, and I also really like how this page turned out. I don't know if you hear children screaming, but I'm sorry for that. They are playing. It's beautiful weather outside. Then we have Belonging, which is number 16, and I believe we had to use some real plants. So I had some from my Your Creative Studio, a box that was sent to me, so I put them in here. And then we had the 2nd of June was Yes, and it was to try something new or create some flowers, so that's what I did. 18 was Documenting. So on this day we had dinner with my brother-in-law and his girlfriend. So I documented that more scrapbooky. So I really enjoyed this as well. And here's the middle of the signature. So here are my charms hanging. I love this page. This page was less, and we were supposed, or the class was about creating a neutral background, taking a photograph, a black and white photograph, and just do a colored box. And I absolutely love this. So I think I would definitely do this again. Number 20 was Nature. So that was for me a very easy one to do. I just picked out some birds, did a collage with postage stamps and some mixed media paper and say Nature Heals. Then we had Words, and we were supposed to journal here on the back and just paint over it. So I journaled some intense feelings about my anxiety. I don't know what else, but that's the beauty of art journaling, is that you can journal. It creates texture, and if you paint something over it, you cannot read it anymore, and nobody will know what I was saying, but it is very personal. Then the which one was this? I believe this one was Love, and that was a very difficult one for me because they were talking about loving yourself, but this time I didn't know how to love myself, so I this was also right before I went into therapy again. So I thought, well, let's do some soul searching and go deep and do a broken heart and me as a little girl or something like that. And just the question, how do you love yourself? Because it's, if you never learned to love yourself or had a lack of being loved, how do you do something like that? So I also really love this page. Then we had a page really fun that was contrast. So you had to do very opposite things. So I have warm and cold colors, and then this is very organic against geometric. Really fun page. Then this one was a bit difficult for me because this was magic, and I know I lost a bit of the groove here. I took one of the flower fairies and just did an art journal page. Then you can see that I am a little bit over this challenge, and at the end I stopped being motivated, but I did complete it. This was Bloom, and we had to make a zine. So this is the little zine that I created, and I, you know, just took a poem from the internet and made my zine. Or did I write my own poem? I don't remember anymore. So this was my zine for this page. I also did the background. Then number 26 was failure. And I just documented my anxiety to fail. I really had a problem with this and went to therapy for this. So I thought it was very fitting for me to make this with failure. Then the page after that was mindfulness, and I told myself I will heal again, and a flower that starts to grow. Then we had another zine which was supposed to document your current self. So I took one of my favorite colors and added some photos of me and Oots and how long we are together. Then I told something about how I'm actually feeling. So this is a very raw photo of me in my PJs. And this is me and Link, and I'm also talking about Link. So that is the other zine. I really didn't like that in the end we made a lot of zines. Then here we had Serenity. And I just slapped some stuff to the page. I can't remember what the prompt was, but there was a prompt behind this. Then we had Awe, and we were supposed to make something with the stuff we really, really loved. So I actually used original stuff and my Tim Holtz tapes and stuff here. And we had to make a zine. So I made this with all original vintage documents. So I stopped hoarding and I created. I really like this zine, by the way. Looks really cool. So I'm very happy with that. But like I said, there are 3 zines at the end, so it's maybe a little bit much. And then the last page was celebration. So we had to write down some things to celebrate. So I made a list with 5 points, and then I did a reflection. And like I said in the beginning, I thought this challenge was very, very fun to do. But at a certain time, I really had this feeling to put my feelings into my art, and this was prompt based. So there was this mismatch with my feeling and me wanting to express that and create and finishing this challenge. But I finished it not within the time. I didn't journal daily, but that doesn't really matter because at the end I have now a beautiful journal that I shared with you. I experimented a lot in here and I actually finished a challenge, which is amazing for me because I always quit because I don't feel it anymore. So I really hope you enjoyed watching this flip through and my little ramblings. I hope the children outside weren't as loud because now, of course, everyone is gone. And yeah, so let me know what you think. I will probably do some art journaling again whenever I feel like it, but paper crafting is now my jam. Junk journaling is my jam at the moment. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I do have another art journal still full but never flipped through it on YouTube, so I will film that as well when I feel like it. So stay tuned for that. Thank you all so much for watching and I hope to see you all next time. Bye!